O Mother Sentient Beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those clear obstacles on my path to the liberation of nations, may the experience happiness be separate from suffering, and the several ways to reach them in the still one surpass perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. O Mother Sentient Beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those clear obstacles on my path to liberation of the nations, may the experience happiness be separate from suffering, and the several ways to reach them in the still one surpass perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Dala Dangwar Zebe Dra, Nobar Zebe Ge, Torbo Dang Dang Jin Jin Bala, Barde Jubar Zeba Dang Je Je Zo Zebe, Manam Ka Dang Yambe Sim Jin Dang Je Dewa Dang De, Dungar Dang Dra Nyor De Lana Meba Yang Dab, Zobe Zang Jo Rumbo Je Tobar Zang. Thus, unto achieve enlightenment, I give it up, perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. We take refuge in the Khandaru Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the Mandalas Vayadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dhakas, Dakinis, and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of a Bodhisattva. As previous Buddhas embrace the enlightened mind and the progress on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to Bodhicitta, and apply myself to a complete stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering, the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in calamity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathangatas in the 10 directions, those who have already reached Tathangata state. Those who are reaching it represented those Tathangata state to come. Through the power of Samandabhada's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest within my mind. I prostrate to them, multiplying my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas. Thus, all space filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great walking of the excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offerings of arrows, pure flowers, flower garlands of music, anointing oils, manifesting, lay, and fragrant incense. I make offerings to the fine garments, perform and prepare high as a meru and arrange the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I post to Buddhas and make offering to them following deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samandabhada. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of our Buddhas in the 10 directions of great Bodhisattvas and the Pakika Buddhas, those who have attained Aharasha, those who have entered the path of Aharasha and all other beings. I request to great protectors and Buddhas to turn the highest way of Dharma as the light dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions, leading them gradually to enlightened states. I supplicate those Buddhas intending pass into Nirvana to living long for as many eons as there are atoms of the earth in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. The ground is sprinkled with the scented water and strewed with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the spring mountain, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. As a Buddha fair offer it, may all sentient beings attain the happiness as a Buddha fares. To the Lama who possesses the three kayas, I offer altar inner sacred offerings with my body, wealth, and all that is visible. This Gram is from realization enlightenment. Om Guru Rina Mandala Panza Manga Samandra Savarana Samaye Ahom. I equal refuge, honoring of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are Victor Varjadara without doubt. I bow at the feet of Father Jigtin Songong. Continue I thank no one but you. Compassionate one grant your blessings. Dispel darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize and liberate nature of mind. Jam danger, don't be jam danger, talk it, don't some young light. Some jarwa, dorjen, jam pan, ye, den, gong, be, shablan, de, da, de, sam, je, chule, me, sing, je, lo, je, tu, je, nhân cơ minh ba san ne chang sem tri ra ra de do par sin ji lo sim ji nam je sam ba dang lo ye se ra je da wa che chong de mong de ba chi jang go lo go de zo. Long praise to Manjushri. I chant the Tibetan. Kange loje jemye jendara nyedara namda razarwa jenye dongen jejen zezere nyeje doka lingwan Kandai sipe zonra mare mentong dongare jezer ven roso gen lai beje dars lai chuje yandin song ro tare je ro nyemo nyelong leje jado donze Mare minsara dungara nyuga jinye junze rade nam done dajen sabjen dar Yonden lezo jarse ke jata jadan yunye jin dalo minsara julande Om arabasana de 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 Yavudam arabasana de arabasana de arabasana de arabasana de Om Wange Shoram, 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 Om Wange Shoram. Om Wange Shoram. You who are the perfect youthful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes and dispel darkness of worldly ignorance, are posted before you in the praise to Manjushri. Yun Kulin Changwa Bo Yishi Rome Rabdambar Yidin Tomo Mensaro Jambara Yangla Sanser Tu. So now we go to Vajrasattva Sadhana. So Vajrasattva is, I think it's in the chart room we have Vajrasattva. Oh, it's daily prayers, daily prayers.
Michelle just shared, Khenpo.
So many daily prayers in the chat room. Oh, I can see here. Namo, from no entourage for enlightenment, with intense faith and devotion, I take refuge in Guru Vajrasattva, the Lord of the ocean of Buddha and the mandalas. Namo dene sanjo nyimbe pare tan jinkor jamse da lamo dorje samba la yichi debe jabsen je Namo dene sanjo nyimbe pare tan jinkor jamse da lamo dorje samba la yichi debe jabsen je to liberate from samsara suffering all mother sentient beings, so vast in number that they fill spaces itself, and to bring them to the state of permanent happiness, I shall diligently engage my three doors, body, speech, and mind, in virtuous deeds, and never depart from the path of enlightenment. Tibetan. Kanyam rovain dadai ken tendi sala uyong ser ling a ye je zomba ken sanjo lam dang dharma za. Kanyam rovain dadai ken tendi sala uyong ling a ye je zomba ken sanjo lam dang dharma za. In front of oneself, amidst ocean colossal various offerings, upping a white lotus and a moon cushion, sits the Lord of all Buddhas, Vajrasattva, pure white as the waxing moon. He has one face and two hands, the right rises dorje to his heart. Adorned with the Sambhonakaya ornament, he sits cross-legged in the Vajra position, meditating wisdom light which provides the 10 directions. Thus vividly visualize with a clear, pure mind. Allah Guru Vajrasattva, do not go beyond your word. I beseech you to hold me and all beings destitute like me with your compassion. All negativity and transgression committed throughout my three doors, in all my lifetimes without beginning, which are like a deadly poison I have taken, I expose and confess with intense remorse and regret. From now on, even at the cost of my life, I will never commit any inappropriate deeds. Please look upon us with your compassionate eyes. Bestow the relief of liberation with your gentle hand. May all deteriorations and transgressions of Samaya, my own and all beings be purified, and may all supreme and common siddhis be accomplished at this very moment. Go back to Tibetan. Page 2. Aranden Jujin Yamzi Vipekara Dave Dinden De Rinde Bardin Dorje Kasara Dawai Jeben Dang Sharje Sanye Dodre Nan Longke Jezoi Jetron Yo Yishi Wizard Sojer Tru Dangwe Ying O Lamer Sar Jema lama dorje sen, ninja damja nirgong ne, daso nyam doi sen je na, tuji jisen zimbaran zu, tomi dine dabar de, linga ye je de dong na, jadar kodo to song dar, nong ju zhag bin dorjen xia, Sinche sola babjura jang, me lena me jena, zombe jinje zinzo la, jamnye sage wo yong zer, dadan simjen tam je je, tam se nyam chai gen dai jen, chodan te mong e zho gen, 다다 예든 르바른 좀 벤자르 사도 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 벤자사도 벤자사도 Om Ben Zara Sado Hong, Om Ben Zara Sado Hong. So now you can chant the Vajrasattva mantra silently, and I'm going to share the teaching. Tangge duje jaje reisen chong yin je me do de je bong jong ba ser je len bo da ver ji be ge xia ye jar be xia la ge san ze ya ge re ben je bo lai ga den je be ma jong ne ge lai den zhong Adolano zimbe kanonze orje rumbo je lai zorwande dorje janjen de lo naro tang marba mela chije gambo pa pamo ba jarwa indigong kaju lama nam lai zorwande rome jije yenje bogdani Tizom sanje kenje ngo nye ranzen jige ngonzon donze Zawe lame yala zorwande. Okay. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Welcome to the teaching. I'm going to continue the Genje Mahamudra. Genje Mahamudra, this instruction is Telopa shared to the Naropa. So this teaching, so yesterday we talked, is teaching, this is for pit instruction. Pit instruction means less words, directly introducing our own nature mind. So yesterday we finished page, which one is like we are today? 25. Okay, so 24, I think. Space transcendent color and form, it is changeless, not tainted black or white. So to your own mind is beyond color and form, unstained by the light and the dark phenomena of good and evils. So the point is, yesterday we sharing our own nature mind, the negative karma cannot decreasing, positive karma cannot increasing, just nature is always the same. Same as the sun. Sun, darkness cannot tainted by that sun, and also the clouds, thunders cannot affect it to the sun. Then good weather also not affected to anything sun. Same, like our mind nature always remain the same, no difference. So the main point is we take rebirth in the higher realms, taking birth to human beings, and we have happiness. The nature is remain the same. If we sometimes take birth in the lower realms, is extremely suffering, but the still nature is remain the same, no change. Nature is the same. Is here example is the same as space. So space we cannot change, we cannot paint black or white. Same is like our mind is beyond color and form, unstained by light and the dark phenomena of good and evil, means like this negative emotion, positive virtuous, also not affected to the nature. Always our nature remains same. The next verses is, as the brilliant clear essence of the sun is not obscured by the darkness of 1,000 eons. So true, the luminous essence of mind cannot be dimmed by eons in samsara. Eons of samsara obstacles, so then cannot, obstacle into our mind nature. So relatively, yes, relatively our, body obstacle, mind obstacle, speech obstacle, and effect, these obstacles, then not recognizing our body is enlightened body, speech is enlightened speech, mind is enlightened mind. We don't recognize that. But absolute truth, and right now here is sharing is not talking about relative truth. Right now we're sharing here is absolute truth. It's a true nature state. In the true nature states, then these negative emotions cannot affect it. So lamana essence of mind cannot be damned by eons in samsara. That means like nature is stay always the same. Then next is, though you may say that space is empty, space itself cannot be expressed in this way. So relatively, we can say the space is empty. So the actually, space itself cannot be expressed in this way, means we cannot really describe about space. Same, relatively, we can say our mind nature is emptiness. But true reality, cannot describe mind nature is emptiness. Beyond the emptiness. The beyond the emptiness means, my understanding is, our mind is not only empty, it is clear awareness. So that's why the example space cannot describe nature mind. Nature mind is more beyond in that quality, because the space itself is just, we can say, emptiness. Space is empty, but mind nature is another aspect. Is empty, but then also mind nature has clarity and luminosity. So that's why space cannot actually describe, use example fully mind nature instruction or explain. So that's why space itself cannot be expressed in this way. Likewise, though you may say that the nature of mind is luminous, there is no basis for labeling it through any such expressions. We can say, mind is also luminosity. That's also just, words and explained by our conceptually, described about the nature mind. But the true reality is, mind is not only luminous, is because the mind nature is no basis for labeling it through any expressions. No subject object there cannot describe the nature mind. Nature mind is more beyond in that. So that's why, nature is beyond the words, beyond expression. We can say luminous, we can say mind is emptiness, but that's still also put the labels for our nature mind. But actually, nature mind is, no basis for labeling it through any such expressions. The main point is I think this, intellectual or conceptual mind cannot measure to our own nature Rigpa. So nature Rigpa is only recognizing through our own meditation experience. It's beyond the words, beyond the expression. So that's we have to recognize. That's why here Telopa sharing very beautiful. So using these examples, but actually these examples also really cannot measure, the nature Rigpa. And this example, the space and the luminosity, which using these words, but true nature is more beyond in that. But we don't have any other words to explain about the nature Rigpa. Then how do we have to recognize the nature Rigpa? Only using these words, and we have to not looking to the words. So we have to look into the meaning. Someone show you to the moon, you cannot look to the fingertip, you have to look to the moon. So, same, when I share Mahamudra, you have to, of course, we follow by the words, but actually the Mahamudra beyond the words, that's why we have to look into the meaning, have to understand the meaning. So then, next is in space. What depends on what? So likewise, your own mind, Mahamudra has no supporting ground. Okay, well, that's a little bit too late. So forgetting the recording, yeah. Okay. So here, now is we talk about the space. The space actually is depends on what. Likewise, see your own mind. And Mahamudra has no supporting ground. Means no any is something truly inherently exists something there. So when you then Mahamudra no any supporting ground, but how do we recognize this Mahamudra? When you relax in unaltered natural state. So we also introducing yesterday, when we're going to practice this Mahamudra Dzogchen, we have to look into our own mind nakedly, and mind looking to our own nature is very relaxed. When you relax in unaltered, means like not too tight, and no creating of course fixations, not creating like effort. So when you are in the natural state, we cannot create effort. In that nature, when you go into the natural state, must be relaxed. Nature is relaxed in unaltered natural state. The bonds are released and you are undroppably freed. So long as you are into natural state, relax, maintaining that state, then naturally, bonds are released. So bonds are released is like our obstacle or emotion or thoughts, everything is the naturally released. So, and you are unadoptably freed means then we are become realized, free from samsara. So this section, the important is, you know, we can release and you know, from this our bones are, you know, bones are like obstacles. We release it like each moment we can use this method. So when you're, you know, recognize using your awareness, looking into your own nature, Rigpa, and be in that state. So that moment where bones are released, and that moment we are unadoptably freed, because free from thoughts, free from emotions, free from conceptuals, free from delusions. And that moment we are liberated. But the liberation is also, I mentioned about other teaching, is still, you know, not permanently accomplishment. So that liberation is temporarily we liberate. That temporarily we liberate, that we have to create, habituate, strong and strong. Then we can maintain that state. It's stay longer and longer. So one day, example, we can stay in the nature's Rigpa. Maybe example like 30 times going back into the nature Rigpa. Each time we can stay maybe 1 minute. So that means like one day we can stay in the nature Rigpa 30 minutes. So then that 30 minutes we can increasing 60 minutes, you know, 1 hour. So one day, if we go back into our own nature Rigpa, then can stay like 2 minutes each time. So already like increasing 1 hour, 1 day. And then that maintain is like become more used to, and you know, we create a habituate. So when we go in back to our own nature Rigpa, maybe we can stay 3 minutes one time. So then that increasing like 90 minutes one day. So that's, you know, we have to create each moment going in back to the nature Rigpa. Even one moment, 1 minute or 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it doesn't matter. Long as you be in the nature Rigpa, even one moment we are bound are released. And at that moment we are unadoptably freed. So that's habitual karmic imprint we have to create a strong, and then become more used to, more habituate. So then maybe one day we can stay 1 hour or 2 hours, not the 1 hour, 2 hours one time, but you know, I just mentioned about like it like 30 minutes within, I mean 30 times one day, you know, 30 times one day, doesn't matter. Maybe 1 hour we can go back to in our own nature Rigpa 10 times, maybe 1 hour 0 could be. So anyway, within one day, if we can get into our own nature Rigpa 30 times, then that increasing like maybe 19 minutes, 3 minutes each. Or we can go back to like 40 times one day. So that's kind, you know, we have to create a karmic imprint and habituate. So become strong and strong. And each moment we are, you know, release, these bonds are released. And then each moment we are unadoptably freed. So that's what we have to create. And that's why Mahamudra and Dzogchen teaching, liberation, enlightening is not talking about permanent enlightenment. Also, it's just short moment we can enlightened. You know, one day we can enlightened many times. When you have mindful awareness, and then looking into your own nature, be in the nature states. If you are be in the one moment, you are one moment to liberate. So So that's we have to create, more stable and more habituate. Thus, the nature of mind is like space. There's no phenomenon not including it. So another way, our nature of mind is like space, same as space. So I already mentioned, space only can explain its mind nature. One aspect is empty space, empty part. Mind nature is emptiness, same as space. But space is no clarity, no luminosity. There's no phenomenon not including it. So another level, mind is the same as space. Space is emptiness. All the phenomena is emptiness, no any other than that. So the point is mind is emptiness. Not only our mind is emptiness, every phenomena is emptiness. There's no phenomenon not included in it, means like nothing you can find any other than emptiness. Everything is emptiness. So same is nature mind, same is space. Every phenomena is emptiness. So then, how do we go into our own nature, Rigpa? So then this is like training, body training, speech training, mind trainings, one by one. First, I think is body training. Abandon all physical activities and the rest it is. So here it says like we have to abandon all physical activities. Physical activity like, like worldly physical activities. If we just like physically worldly activities, then our mind, of course, is all the time distracting with our activity. Not possible to go into our own natural Ripa states. So that's why we have to abandon all physical activity and rest it is like body also have to rest it. That's why also we're sharing, the 7-point posture meditation. 7-point posture meditation is for that practice is for the beginner people. So beginners, very important to use 7-point posture meditation. So that's you can really recognize. You use a 7-point posture and meditate, and then you really can go into mind is resting. But if you do some activities, hard to get into nature Ripa states. If you are good practitioner, good meditator, then you rely on 7-point posture meditation. But we are beginner, so that's the reason when we meditate, always good is like sitting and not doing any other activities. Otherwise, our worldly habituate is arise. So worldly habituate comes, then same is like, every single day we activity worldly samsara. And that's so then that habitual, mind follow that is means like distracting all the time. So that's why sit down and abandon physical activity, rest. Then be silent and let speech be like on echoes. So if we talk and with other people, talking with other people, not possible to go into nature Ripa. Because it's when we're talking with others, each other talking, and then, it's all the time where mind is a fixation to the words, followed by the words. Really, you wanted to hear someone what it says, and you wanted to pay attention to, words. So, not possible to practice Mahamudra. So that's the reason good is silent. And silent means no talking. And also, if you want to meditate Mahamudra, if you wanted to create your own habituate karmic imprints, less speech is good. If we talk lots, then we're wasting lots of time. So that's we recognize, some people talk lots all the time, and then, they don't recognize time is passing. So that's why less speech really helps mindful. And, some people talk lots on the phone or go into too much social media or just generally talking with other people too much. And then the people always wasting time, no mindful, no recognize what's going on. So that's why that is, speech is how to transform speech, and the guide is less speech. Good is silent. Then mind is without a thought in your mind. Look at the definitive true beyond. So mind have a thought, you cannot see your own nature, Ripa. That's why let go all the thoughts. And using shamatha, mindful meditation, release your thoughts. Then you look at the definitive true beyond, is like really looking into your own nature, Ripa. So definitive true beyond. So this one has a very powerful meaning, Tibetan words. Yegla masen ladachility is ladachility, but no any English or other language has, I think, that word ladachility means like really we have to look into beyond the minds, beyond the conceptual mind. Have to look into that. Means like free from beyond, the conceptual thoughts, mind, and get into nature directly. So true beyond. Then next one. We have to recognize, the body has no essence. So it's no attached to our own body. So we have to know our body has no essence, just like hollow bamboo red. And this also like another level. We use these practices for selflessness of a person, because you see your body is like no essence, means like no self, no I there. Then you really see, you investigate yourself, you see the I self is not exist there. Then just like hollow bamboo red, if you recognize that, it's very powerful. We can release our sadness, unhappiness, whatever you holding something on your heart and mind due to our fixation, grasping, naturally we can release, because we recognize our body has no essence. Like you recognize and be that state, and our something holding strongly in your mind due to our fixation, attachment, everything is naturally released. This is good for reduce our attachment, reduce attachment our own body, reduce our attachment our own object, anything, like whatever we have attachment object. So attachment is bring the causes of suffering. So think about these words, look into our body, recognize no any essence, nothing is truly inherently exist, seeing that our form body is like a hollow bamboo red, and then naturally all the if something strong you holding is naturally you can release. Then mind like open space. So we release all the attachment and holding something in our mind. Long as you release that, then you recognize your mind is like open space. Otherwise, due to our self-grasping, fixation, attached to our own body, we don't see our mind is the same as space. Not possible to recognize our mind is like open space. So long, when use this method, our attachment is released. The moment you really see your mind is like open space. So also the point is, when we're going into our own natural Rupa states, we have to release our attachment, fixations. So then naturally open our mind is open, become our mind is the same as space. So then thoughts, emotions, problems cannot affected to our natural Rupa. I mean that not affected for ourselves, because you see that our mind is the same as a space. Then space like we cannot paint. Yesterday we talked black or white, and we cannot hold the space. We cannot destroy the space. So same, within the space, whatever they're going on, they're not affected to the space. Exactly same, whatever going on, our problems, in the within samsara, but as long as we get into our own natural Rupa, all these problems is not going to affect it to the, natural Rupa or practitioner. Suffering not affected to the practitioner. So we have become true, I think, protection. Transcending the words of thought. The mind is the same as space. Also, mind is transcending the world of thought. Release your mind within that state. So we go back to the natural Rupa states. Neither restraining it nor allowing it to wander. So then sem lela nyi bo nyi dong da sem nam ke che da sam yon de te nga tang ja me ba lo le yo. So release your mind within that state. Neither restraining it nor allowing it to wander. So try to bring back your mind, or mind let go everywhere, or just free from that concept. Become so not focusing, resting something like holding your mind there, not follow the thoughts, not neither nor both. I mean, because when you are into the natural Rupa states, your mind not to be with your something, focus with object. All minds not follow the thoughts. So free from both. Generally, of course, like samsaric beings, minds follow the thoughts. And meditators, busy meditator, beginners, focus with object. But in this case, Mahamudra practitioner, not both. Because you don't focus on something specific object resting, you don't follow the thoughts, and your mind is be in the natural Rupa. It is own natural Rupa states. Mind without a focal point is Mahamudra. So you don't use any focal point, then that is called Mahamudra, and that is like beyond the, of course, like mindful meditation and shamatha meditation. It's also vipassana. We exactly using same. We don't use any focal point. So then that is called Mahamudra. But vipassana also the last, shamatha last one. Shamatha have 3 sections: focus with the object, focus with the breath, no focal point, any using. So the last one is very similar to vipassana Mahamudra, but even shamatha no using any focal point, but no seeing on nature Rigpa. And this Mahamudra, no using any focal point, also seeing our own nature Rigpa, using our own mindful awareness. Mindful awareness, seeing our mind is empty, clear, present, and be in that state is called nature Rigpa, seeing by our own awareness. So that is in the shamatha meditation they don't have that instructions. Then by habituating this, you will attain supreme awakening. So don't using any specific support focal point, and using our own awareness, mindful, looking into our own nature Rigpa. Nature Rigpa is beyond the object, focal points, and also you seeing nature Rigpa is empty, present, clear, everything is inseparable. So that you create that habituate, and then we get enlightened, supreme awakening. The nature of mind is luminous. The nature of mind is luminous. So the nature requires Simjaranji Sar is like lamana is very clear. Then without any object of reference. So no using any like reference point object. Without any object of reference. Without a path to treat, you enter the path of Buddhas. So then also without a path to treat, it means like you don't have a conceptual path. And in this Mahamudra is not a path, it is actually fruition. And we can go directly into nature Rigpa. That is not a path, that is a fruition, result. And long as you be in that state without a path to treat, then you are entered the path of the Buddhas, means like we are enter into path of the absolute truth path. Absolute truth path is not really path. It's the same as the relative truth path. So path means you following, you have to passing through. But in the nature Rigpa state, nothing is passing through. You just be in that state. And it is you reach in the result. So that's called nature Rigpa. Beyond actually conceptual path. When you habituate no meditation, you will attain unsurpassed awakening. So it's also very clear here. Is when you habituate no meditation, means like no meditation, we just habituate, be in that state, then become we are enlightened, unsurpassed awakening. So it's not conceptual mind meditating, not relatively meditating, it's called absolute truth. So that's why it's meditation also no meditation. Means just you be in the natural Rigpa states, nothing put effort there, no subject, no object. So that's why no meditating. Then transcending dualistic perception of subject and object is the king of the views. Transcending dualistic perception. So we have dualistic perception. Dualistic perception is the subject and the object. So long as you transcend subject and object, then that is the king of view. Means the true view is no subject, no object, no actions, free from subject, object, actions. So that is the king of the view. Why we call the king of view? Because dualistic concept is all gone. So that's why transcending dualistic perception. Very powerful word, transcending dualistic perception. Then that no subject, no object. That's the king of views. Remaining without distraction is the king of meditation. Your mind just be in the natural rebirth states. Remaining, not distracting. So then that's called king of meditations. No deliberate effortly meditating. No put any effort. So just mind resting in the natural rebirth states. That's the king of meditation. Making no deliberate effort is the king of conduct. So no using put any effort. That's called king of conduct. But this here is sharing about 4 things. Last one is having neither hope nor fear is to realize the fruition. So these 4 of them in the Mahamudra states not separate, it's one. View, meditation, conduct, fruition, 4 of them is one, no separate. 4 of them no drawer, no conceptual, and no using deliberate effort. So free from that is called then absolute true view or Mahamudra view, Mahamudra meditation, Mahamudra conduct, Mahamudra fruitions. In these 4 of them, relatively, and we talk about the view, conduct is totally different. I mean, cannot be same. Relatively, view means like something we make decision, like using our intellectual knowledge, investigating thing. We understand, yeah, that is right, that is true. That's called view. But that is the subject and the object that truly against Mahamudra views. So that's why yesterday I shared with you, Telopa not just giving instructions for Naropa is relatively level good conduct, good view, meditation levels. He break all this conceptual view, conceptual meditation, conceptual conduct, conceptual fruition. He break all this conceptual practice. So conceptual delusion also like subject and object, dualistic conception. We can say dualistic conception, the view, meditation, conduct, fruition, all is called relative truth, not absolute truth. So relative truth, dualistic conception, 4 of this cannot reach to enlightened. So we have to go beyond the dualistic conception. That's why we have to transcend the dualistic conception, subject and object, view, meditation, conduct, fruition, 4 of them. Then next one, the abandoned ground of all is free from the obscuring wares of karmic imprints. Rest in the unborn essence without discriminating between meditation and post-meditation. So this one is redo min driven ngun your kin yi chi mi pa chat review sang. Okay, so the unborn grown of all is free from the obscuring wheels of karmic imprints. So they talk about alaya. So alaya usually talk about hold our karma. So alaya is the same as actually gigabytes. And the gigabytes hold all the fires and like our the eye clothes. So that is a relative level we have that alaya and hold our or the karma and karmic imprints. But true reality, alaya also no exist. Is the unborn grown of all is free from obscuring view of the karmic imprints. And that all alaya is also no exist. Unborn grown over is free means like it is empty. Then obscuring words of karmic imprints. So the GB is no exist. Then like holding also whatever we put in the like in the G how to say the GB is correct or no? Gigabytes, yeah, gigabytes. Gigabyte itself is emptiness. Then say all fires like image, whatever we have in there, also emptiness. So this, like of course, relatively, and the basic teaching, we have gigabytes, GBs, and then we have fires, everything. So they say, okay, don't show up with negative fires, otherwise we get suffering. So we remove the fires. But in this case is not a relative level. In this case is like transcendent dualistic perception. Transcendent dualistic perception, then also karma and our karmic imprints, also alaya, also emptiness. That's also must be transcendent dualistic perception. So, relatively we talk about, of course, like alaya and then our karmic imprints, karmas, positive karma, negative karma. But that is the relative truth. Absolute truly, alaya also not exist. Then also karma also truly inherently not exist. It is a transcendent dualistic perception. So same is like meditation, conduct, or view, fruition. That everything is like beyond the already transcending dualistic perception. So they all transcending dualistic perception. Also our alaya also transcending dualistic perception. Karma also transcending dualistic perception. Then when we have a karma, in the relative level we have a karma, but in the natural rebirth states, karma and alaya, they also transcending dualistic perception. They no exist there. Then rest in the unborn essence without discriminating between meditation and post-meditation. So what we have to do then truly, absolutely, actually, there, the main point is here is, no, how to say the true, absolute true states, or in the meditation states and post-meditation, no separation in that states. So the reason is rest in the unborn essence without discriminating. So long as you are onto natural Ripa states, then in that natural Ripa state, not discriminating, without discriminating, between meditation is okay, are into meditation states, no, I'm good. Or yeah, I'm not off. No, I'm off in already in the post meditation. So we have that conceptual thoughts, right? Right now our capacity level, because we don't have this realized Mahamudra. One day you realize Mahamudra, and the Mahamudra nature Ripa is always there, always rising, always unceasing, and always in that state. So in that state, no discrimination between meditation and post meditation. So that state is one. So then that means like reach to the Buddhahood. Enlightenment means really true nature Ripa always remains same. In that state, and right now we're talking about true nature Ripa states. In that nature Ripa states, always remains same, nothing different. Always ceasing, unceasing, I think, and nature Ripa is always rising, self-arising. So always there. And the same is like sun itself didn't have discrimination day and night. So same in the natural Ripa states, like our own natural Ripa state. If long as you are in that state, not discriminating between meditation and post-meditation. So when you are recognized appearances as self-projections, the phenomena produced by the conceptual mind come to an end. If long as we are remain in the natural Ripa states, then when you recognize appearances as self-projection, so all these appearances also arising from our natural Ripa. So natural Ripa projecting all the appearances. Long as we recognize that, then phenomena produced by conceptual mind come to an end. It's naturally, it's all the conceptual, and also its appearances release its own natural Ripa state. It's gone end over in the natural Ripa state. Because all this appearance is arising from natural Ripa. It is all our own self-projection. So long as we know that, then all this appearance is dissolving into our own natural Ripa. So that's why in the Dzogchen means like everything's completely in that state. So all these phenomena, everything's arising from the natural Ripa, but all is dissolving into natural Ripa. Long as we recognize, then all the appearance is naturally dissolved. So that's also, this also like in the Pardo teaching, when we are in the Pardo, all the appearances, long as we recognize self-projection, and all these appearances naturally dissolved, then naturally all the fears is released. So that's why when we meditate, appearance, whatever arise, we have to recognize all appearances arising from natural Ripa. Really fixation, grasping to all these appearances, knowing all these appearances arising from natural Ripa, or is dissolving into the natural Ripa. So we know, knowing that, then we create a subject into object. Then become dualistic, conceptual arise. Then due to that, fixation and grasping arise, and then we are bound by, in the samsara. So the next one. So there's no much difference what already we talked, view, meditation, conduct, fruition. So little bit slightly different different quality where explain this four of them slightly different than what we talked, but actually main point is for this four of them is like same as like before we share. So now complete release from all extremes is the supreme king of views. The complete release from all extremes means like exist, no exist, neither either, or this is the release or the release existence, then the supreme king of views, the absolute truth views. So that's why my Yaminka view is free from all extremes. If you really study Buddhist philosophy or the non-Buddhists, even Buddhists like Shavakas, Vibhashikas, Satantrikas, and Chittamatarans, all has extreme views until up to my Yaminka teaching. So that's why my Yaminka Nagarjuna view is free from all extremes. So the free from all extreme is the supreme king of views. Then boundless depth and the west is the supreme king of meditation. So it's here is said very boundless, no boundless, nothing bound is boundless. Very deep, and the west is the supreme king of meditation. Meditation is boundless, same as ocean deep, and the west, that's the supreme king of meditation. Then abiding it is, so abiding in the natural repast states, free from all effort, not doing any effort, free from effort, is the supreme king of conduct. Abiding is, so mind is stay in the natural repast state. Abiding is free from any hope, is the of any hope is the supreme king of fruitions. So no any hope to get a realization something. So that's the king of fruitions. So then that's four of them is slightly different what we already talked, four of them, but different ways explain about view, meditation, conduct, and the fruitions. And all this is like non-door view, non-door conduct, non-door meditation, non-door fruitions. So generally we talk about four of them is relative view, conduct, meditation, fruition. So it's different, big different. Then proponents of mantra. Oh no! In the beginning, mind is like a river rushing down a gorge. So that's we recognize, when we starting meditate, then beginning meditate, our mind is same as river rushing down a gorge. So much thoughts, very hard to stop. In the middle, so then you stay meditate, like maybe goes like 15 minutes. 20 minutes, it follows slowly like river gorges. Then your mind calm down, more relaxed. In the end, it's like a stream reuniting with its mother, the sea. Like you go to meditate, then stay under 30 minutes, your mind become going into more nature ripa state. Then that is the same as like a stream reuniting with its mother, the sea. You know, water stream is reuniting the ocean. So our meditation, the practice is seeing our own nature ripa. So in this one, of course, like also long timing is like beginner meditator is same as like river rushing down the gorge. Then practitioner mind is the same as like it flows slowly like the river gorges. They realize that mind is the stream reuniting with its mother, the sea. But in this one, we have our own experience. You know, each section meditate, when you're starting beginning, your mind is same as river rushing down the gorge. So much thoughts. And then you push effort, meditate, your mind is slow down, like a river gorge. And then you really push harder and meditate, you can go into natural ripa states. So that moment you feel, you recognize, you know, like a stream reuniting with its mother, the sea. The next one. So it's proponents of the mantra or paramita, vehicle, the Vinayana and other scripture collections were not revered luminosity of Mahamudra. Through expounding the texts and the philosophical traditions. So we have so many different levels of teachings. All this teaching has, of course, like, different ways, like benefits, but all this teaching is conceptual thought. And also, followed by traditions. And, we worldly samsaric people, then they also have the own views. Worldly people has their own view and or like different ways of belief. And then especially, of course, religion people also, they have their own follower, own traditions. If long as you fixation to that, then not possible to recognize Mahamudra. So that's why in these teachings, mantra, paramita, vehicle, the Vinayana, all this Buddhist scripture collection were not reward the luminosity, means this all the in the book writing, if we follow that, not possible to knowing our own nature ripa. So use this scripture and teaching and the tour, and then we have to discover our own nature ripa. That these teachings are not nature ripa. This is a tour to discover our own nature ripa. So this is all this teaching is the same as actually finger. Finger show the moon, then moon is not a finger, and finger is not moon. So this all this teaching can be show the nature ripa, but this teaching is not nature ripa. That's why these traditions, philosophical, we cannot discover our own nature ripa. Another level, so in this philosophical, this different tradition is another level, is a positive level, but then going up to and no-door states is also become obstacle too. So that's why another level we have to release, because we have to crossing the example water or going to island, another island, we use boats. So boat is no island, and boat helps taking us to on the island. When we arrive at the island, we have to leave the boat in the shores, shares or shores. We don't need to carry the boats on our shoulder. So same, long as we know we don't have realized Mahamudra, we have very strong conceptual mind, we have to use this tradition or teaching, use these techniques. And then we have to know true nature Ripa. When we knowing true nature Ripa, we cannot attach to our own this practice or religions using the tools. We cannot attach to this, because when we arrive in the island, you cannot attach to stir fixation to the boats. Otherwise, you cannot get in, no going into the explore in the island. So you cannot carry your boats. If you attach to your boats, then you have to stay there. Taking care of the boats. Same. We use all these different, philosophical traditions, but this all is a chore. And when going into nature Ripa states, we have to release everything. We cannot attach to our own, even our own view, conduct, meditation. We cannot attach to that. Even positive, we cannot attach to that. We have to release everything, so that's this main point. Maha Lamanasti were not reward the Lamanasti or Mahamudra through explaining the text and the philosophical traditions. So the true Dharma is not in the text. True Dharma is within our mind. So even love, compassion also not in the text. Love, compassion also not in the words. Love, compassion is within our mind. And Mahamudra realization also within our own mind, not in the text. So that's why this text we use, but if long as you attach to this text or philosophical tradition, then not possible where not revert the Lamanasti or Mahamudra. They're not going to, we not possible to realize the Mahamudra main point. We have to go more beyond that. Then in a mind without engagement and free of wanting anything, thoughts will arise and subside on their own, like rappers on water, obscured by the rising of desire. Luminosity cannot be seen. So in a mind without engagement, so not engagement, create some, or dollar bet effort, something, like conceptually engagement, and free of wanting anything. So no any fixation attached to anything. Thoughts will arise. When then thoughts arise, emotion arise, and subside on their own, like wrappers on water. So thoughts, emotion arise, release itself. So long as our mind is no fixation, no grasping, and then thoughts, emotion, release itself. Same is like, here is like wrappers on the water. Then obscured by the rising of desire, luminosity cannot be seen. So, fixation, attachment, these desires, then true nature Ripa cannot be seen. luminosities become not possible to see. So the fixation, attachment, desire is obstacle to the luminosity, our luminosity, natural ripa, cannot be seen. Then also, observing vowels conceptually, you will battery, the point of true samaya. Observing vowels conceptually means like conceptual vowels. So it's you will battery, the point of true samaya. We have to go beyond the conceptual vowels, observing vowels conceptually, we have to go beyond that. Otherwise, battery the point of true samaya. In this case, we have to go to our, when we practice Mahamudra, we have to create absolute truth samaya, not conceptual samaya, relatively true conceptual samaya. So this is just I told you the historically Telopa break Naropa or the conceptual vowels, because Naropa has very strong conceptual vowels. It's the same as like right now all the monastery has conceptual vowels. If someone break the conceptual vowels, it could be their monastery going to fire, because monastery or is followed by relatively vowels. No, we don't know who has realized. So that's why you can look to all this history, Buddhist history, also in the Tibetan Buddhist history, always have problem with the realizers. the fire the realizers from the monastery. So that's why Shantideva also going to be fire. Chandakirti also going to be fire, and then even in the Tibet, many of these realizers fire from monastery. So Gampopa monastery also their fire, the disciplinary fire, the Gampopa. In the Gampopa monastery, disciplinary fire, first Karmapa, and the Sartom Shogun is another called Sartom Shogun, and another is the Pamutrupa and Jigdin Sumgun's teacher. The three of them fired from Gampopa monastery. So then Gampopa asked them to come back. The Gampopa asked them, you cannot leave, and you guys have to come back. And then they're so happy. Gampopa asked them to come back, and they did a dance and the rocks. So there has a footprint in the rocks. Like they also have like very beautiful, three of them sing the song of realization. And Gampopa also asked them come back. So Gampopa told them, we have a very strong promise from when we received teaching from Buddha Shakyamuni. It's called Do Tenzin Gyalpo. It's like samadhi of meditation, I think something like that. And Gampopa said, when we are receiving that teaching from Buddha Shakyamuni, we have all samaya together. We have a promise together, benefit for other beings. So three of you have to come back. And he also sang the song, some realization song, Gampopa. And then his Gampopa's disciple is called Tirikampas. Tirikampa is one is the Karmapa, first one, and second, another one is Jigdin Sumgun's teacher, Pamutrupa, and the many kaju is come from Pamutrupa, and another is called Sartom Shogun. Is his lineage is not much existed right now, I think. So three of them has high realized, and then they're beyond in this, observing vowels. They go beyond the observing conceptual vowels. So that's why the disciplinary fire, 3 of them fired from temple monastery. And then 7th Garchen Rinpoche also get fire from monastery because he's observing vows conceptually, he broke that. And that's why I realized not stuck with this observing vows, conceptual vows. But as long as we are in the relative level, so we have to stay in that, observing vow, conceptual vow. In the Mahamudra, the main point is you better the point of true samaya. If you so strong fixation onto our own conceptual vow, and then that is better the point of true samaya Mahamudra. Neither focus on in object nor a burden anywhere. So, this is the point. The Mahamudra vow is a true samaya. Mahamudra true samaya is neither focus on an object nor a burden anywhere. So no fixation, no any attachment, free from all the conceptual. So that is Mahamudra samaya. But relative to the samaya, example, we have a very strong Hinayana tradition or the Buddhist culture. So that vow is important within that in relative truth. Conceptually states very important, but that vow cannot take to the enlightened. So that's why we have to go beyond that conceptual vow. If you do not ask from the actual truth, the unimpaired samaya is light in the darkness. So then it's free from conceptual vow. So your mind is neither focus on an object nor a body anywhere. If you do not ask from the actual truth, the unimpaired samaya is light, means then that is true samaya. It's Mahamudra samaya in the darkness. So that is is absolute true samaya is free from all the ignorance and the darkness. So then, if free of any wish, you do not devour in extremes. So nothing like free of any wish means like no any something like wanting, like fixation something. Then also free from devouring extremes. This extreme is like exist, no exist. So all free from that extremes, you will see the meaning of all the Buddhas. Then we really see our own nature Ripa. When you see the own nature Ripa, that is we seeing the meaning of all Buddha's teachings. Means like then absolute truly recognize what Buddha's teaching is, main point essence, without exception. Then that time, then you really know all the teachings. So that's why, in the history, Malarepa, he never went to study all the Buddhist philosophy tradition. I mean the school. He didn't study all these texts, but he has realized Mahamudra, and that's why he knows all the Buddha's teaching. That's why he has all this absolute, how to say, like unusual teaching arising from his mind and heart, sharing all these 100,000 songs. So that is power of Mahamudra practice is result. You will see meaning of all the Buddha's teaching without exception. And See this, like many practitioner, meditator, realizer, when they reach a very high level, then teaching is naturally arising. So that teaching is really performed, its own experience. Then that teaching is called, we call the pit instruction, because it comes from own experience. And then that time, whatever they're saying, teaching is, all the Buddha's teaching is bring to oneness. So everything is like just go to branches, it's words. So that's why who has true practitioner, who has true love, true compassion, when they talk about love and the compassion, it's no choice, we have to believe. Its words is very powerful. And then who has this Mahamudra, meditation practice, realization is like some there, comes from their own realization, sharing the teaching with the words is very powerful and makes sense. No any dropped arising our mind and heart. Just no choice. I have to believe. So they have that power. So that power is arising from their own realization. So that's why I see, right now also many teachers like alive, realize the teachers such as like same as Garchen Rinpoche, they're sharing teaching. We don't have a choice. It's a belief. They are not, example, Garchen Rinpoche, they are not philosopher teacher, he always share he's uneducated, like he don't have a studied that strong learning. But when he share the teachings, all this Buddha's teaching is bring into oneness and bring to the compassion. When he share the compassion, we recognize all Buddha's teaching is compassion. When he shared the love, is all Buddha's teaching is love. When he shared the Mahamudra, we recognize all Buddha's teaching is Mahamudra. So they have that power is due to their own experience, through their own practice, power of their own practice, realization. So then we receive teaching from them is more powerful, more benefit. So that's why in this one, so what we say is like you will see the meaning of all the Buddha's teaching without exception. So also like when we practice, then we also have this experience. Also who has this realization, practice, we receiving teaching from the very powerful. But if we practice love, we recognize all Buddha's teaching essence is love. When you practice compassion arises in our heart, we recognize all Buddha's teaching is subsumed, everything is in the compassion. If you practice Mahamudra, you recognize all teaching is essence of Mahamudra. So we also get this own experience, but who has this realization, we believe that teachers. So that's why each teacher has slightly different qualities. Some focus very strong practice love. If you hear about love teaching from them, very powerful, and we really know the love's power and the truth. Recognize. So that's why in the history, like this teacher has slight different qualities, and these teachers go to like see different teachers to receiving specific that instruction from them. Some like go to see, like who has bodhicitta, and they go to receive exactly bodhicitta teaching from them. And that's why they have that, practice bodhicitta, and when you receive that teaching, you recognize the power of that teaching. So another, like we call George Atisha, he went to Indonesia, from India to Indonesia, because he recognized Selimpa is one of teacher. He lived in the island of in Indonesia. He recognized that teacher is Bodhisattva. So he have to receive bodhicitta teaching from them, from him, Selimpa. So that's why Atisha went from India to Indonesia, and he get hurricane attack, I think, in the sea, and he lose his boat. So he supplication to Tara, and Tara saved him to went to Indonesia, receive bodhicitta teachings from the Selimpa is called. And so that kind of, lots his stories. And different teachers go to specific different teachers to receiving different instructions. So if attain this true, you will be free from the prison of samsara. Then we really free from samsara. So, if true love arises from our mind, we are free from samsara. True compassion arises out from our heart, we are free from the prison of samsara. If true realize Mahamudra, we are free from the prison of samsara. Each this teaching has power. When bodhicitta arises in through our own mind and heart, we are free from the prison of samsara. If you rest in it evenly, so notice this topic is like Mahamudra. So specifically we sharing is Mahamudra. So if you rest in it evenly, in the verse of negativity and ignorance will be burnt away. So long as we are staying in the natural mind, then all these emotions, all the negative karma is naturally, released, or is this very powerfully saying, burn away. So ignorance will be burnt away. Same as like fire is attached to the object, like physical, like firewood. Same, like when you into the Mahamudra natural Ripa state, all our thoughts, emotions, the same is like firewood is burning, because the natural Ripa is same is like fire. Mahamudra same is a fire. Thoughts, emotions, the same is a firewood. Also negative karma. That is known as the touch of the teachings. So that is the absolute truth teaching. Then that is the really absolute, the lights of the Buddha's teaching, essence of Buddha's teaching, torch of the teachings. Thus it is known as the torch of the teachings. Mahamudra is essence of the Buddha's teachings. So long as we have this Mahamudra, then we are free from all the darkness and ignorance, negative emotions, negative karma cannot hold us there. So long as arise within our mind, Mahamudra, then all negative karma is released. So that's why this teaching is the same as the touch of the torch of the teachings, means the same as the light, the same as the sun. Then conclusion. The foolish people who lack interest in this truth are forever being carried off by the torrents of samsara, and their misery never ends. Okay, so see, we think about foolish people who lack interest in this truth are forever. So who don't have this Mahamudra teaching, who don't have connections, who don't have a karmic imprint connection to the Mahamudra, and who, due to the negative karma, who not accepting this teaching, who don't have open mind, then that's called foolish people who lack interest in this truth are forever being carried over by torrents of samsara. Then samsara is too long for these beings. So that's the reason we have to create a karmic imprints for others. give the Dharma peers to others. Also, we can put the Dharma peers in the food or something, put in the water and put in the oceans, many other beings receive. So then they create the karmic imprints. So we have liberation, seeing liberation, hearing liberation, touching liberation, many these different objects. So helps for this foolish people is like foolish beings. All that's very strong, dark, negative karma, who hold their beings, we can help them to create a karmic imprint. So one day they can open the mind. One day they have opportunity to accept the teaching. So otherwise, see, forever being carried over by the torrents of samsara means so many lifetimes, eons go to samsara. And their misery never ends. Samsara sufferings never ends. So take birth again and again in samsara, then of course we recognize the misery never ends. When we have this body, we recognize when we was take birth, and until right now, this samsara activity, worldly activity cannot end, never ends. So same, like long as take birth in samsara, then samsara is a suffering. Their misery, suffering never ends. How sad, so Telopa told Naropa how sad this beings, because no any connections to this teaching. So then, there's no connection to the teaching, the samsaric beings, cyclic existence, endless in samsara. So the misery never ends. How sad. That they experience the intolerable pains of evil states. So then we recognize, see how sad that experience the intolerable pain of evil states. If you want to release from these sorrows, so we want to free from these samsara sorrows, rely on a wise guru. So wise guru who has the instruction, lineage, blessing, and good is like who has realized. Rely on wise guru. For when his blessing infuse you, so blessing into our own mind, then your mind will be freed. So this is, Mahamudra instruction is followed by blessing, Guru's blessing. So that's why when you're going to practice Mahamudra, we always think about the Guru, supplication to the Guru, especially realized Gurus who has realized Mahamudra, who has true compassion, who has true love, who has true bodhicitta, and who has true this realized Mahamudra, this kind of Guru you bring into your mind, and supplicating to them is very powerful. And thinking about the Guru, naturally we receiving the true blessing. And that is like relative level. Then absolute truth is, true Guru is our own nature. Ripa is true Guru. So we have to recognize our own true Guru. We have relied on relative truth Guru. Relative truth Guru who has these qualities. What we talking about, the teaching quality, who has. And we think about them and ask them blessing, then we, meditate, we recognize our mind, the Guru's mind is inseparable. So that is called absolute truth Guru. And then without Mahamudra practice, we really cannot go into true Yadam deity practice. we cannot really go into true Guru Yoga. So that's why Mahamudra, this teaching is essence of all the Buddha's teaching. And so when we use this practice, think about the Yadam deity first, like we have to follow by ultra level Yadam deity. We visualize the Tara or Chinrezig or Buddha Amitabha, whatever we visualizing, our own Yadam. And then, the Yadam deity and our own nature, we have to recognize inseparable. So then you become, arise Yadam deity. Like Yadam means like we have the pro model within us, never separate. That is called absolute truth. Yadam is with us. So we have to discover that our own Yadam, we rely on ultra level Yadam deity. So that's why we have to practice ultra level Yadam deity. And long as you discover our own Yadam deity, so that is Mahamudra. And then, of course, like we have ultra level gurus. We use the ultra level gurus' blessing. We have to realize our own nature, Rigpa. So long as when you recognize your own nature, Rigpa, and then we are become absolute, that is absolute truth Guru. So that's also within us. And so that's why the we rely on ultra Yadam, ultra Guru, and recognize our own Yadam deity, our own Guru. We have to discover. So that's called Mahamudra. So that's why here, first we rely on ultra level Guru who has this lineage blessing, who has realized. So that's why we rely on wise Guru. Then when his blessing enforces you, means like blessing into our own mind, and we recognize Guru's mind, our mind is inseparable, it's become oneness. So that time then, Guru, our mind, our Yadam, that is oneness. So that's why Jigten Sunggu said, I realize my mind, Guru's mind, Yadam deity's mind is inseparable. So when you rely on concert, so then concert is, we also, the concert means female. And so in this one has like two different levels. It's the concert is actually wisdom. Concert, the wisdom of empty bliss will arise. See, concert is like physical form is female, but true is wisdom of emptiness. So that's bliss will arise, means like we realize absolute true emptiness, then true blesses arise. So enter into union the blessing of method and wisdom. So the me is representative physically method, but true is like our love, compassion, bodhicitta. That's called method. So we have to reuniting with inseparable with Mahamudra realization with bodhicitta. Mahamudra realization is concert wisdom, emptiness, and bodhicitta is method. So that's why we have to reuniting inseparable with the bodhicitta and emptiness wisdom, method and wisdom. So then this one is like meditator, practitioner, realizer use this, practice like they bring the body energy. It's become restoring again or re-energy again, recharge again. So they bring more wisdom. But the main point is, our ability. So we have to practice like focus with the bodhicitta with wisdom, have to bring together. bring it down slowly, enter it, reverse it, and draw it back up. So this physically, of course, like Yab and Yom has this, realizer has this ability to do. And so in this case, like the main essence, main point is this reuniting is bodhicitta and Mahamudra realization together, inseparable. So bring it to the place in the body and let it separate throughout. So using this, of course, like the words direct explain is talk about our body essence. This white drop and the red drops. So this contour this red and white. So using this body's energy, and then long as you control your mind, you can control this energy. You can, this energy is white drops, losing white drops, red drops, losing, no create causes of attachment. Uses like bliss, joy, and the spread of your body is create more, I think body's energy, recharge or restoring again, so that is another level. But main point, I think, is true meaning also is bodhicitta and Mahamudra, this emptiness realization, or realization of the natural Ripa, we have to bring inseparable together. When you remain free of desire, the wisdom empty bliss will appear. So then when you see, when you remain free of desire, so using white drop, red drop, Yab and Yom reuniting, and using this white drop, red drop is like no losing, and the spread our in the channels, so that then no attached to no desire. So become the more use that energy is create wisdom, empty bliss will appear. Also this one is not only the physically, sometimes like physical using is more can become very dangerous. So that's why using like love, compassion, bodhicitta is a method, and the same is the white essence, and the using the realization of Mahamudra, same is the red, the essence, and then we have to use this inseparable bliss and the realization is this comes, these two quality together arise. Empty bliss will appear. Like the waxing moon, then become our body is like same as waxing moon. Also quality is like same as waxing moon. Realization is the same as waxing moon. Moon, your life will expand. So also the life obstacle also removed, and without the graying here. So I see this, like some gurus, teacher has these qualities. So we receive teaching from Garchen Rinpoche. He also has these qualities. Sometimes his face is really shows his whole body is a very youthful boy, and so you cannot find that much red hairs. So that's all is a quality of Mahamudra realization. So the teachers has like bodhicitta and Mahamudra realization together. So then these qualities arise. You will have a shining presence and be as strong as a lion. The common attainment will be severely gained, and you will enter into the automatic attainment. So then it's the realized, enlightened. So then next is like for dedication. So no Telopa share already this Genje Mahamudra to Naropa. So now he dedicating this practice to all sentient beings. May this essential advice on Mahamudra dwell in the hearts of fortunate beings. See, who has opportunity to receive this teaching? Who has opportunity to, connect with this teaching is fortunate ones, fortunate beings. So we are part of fortunate beings. We have to also rejoice ourselves And whatever we have this, so far receiving this teaching and merit is we have to share other beings. We have to dedicating to the other beings. This is what the Siddha Telopa said to Naropa on the banks of the river Ganges. So that's why called Genje Mahamudra means Telopa shared this teaching, river Ganges, banks of the river Ganges. May it be virtuous. So then we finish the Mahamudra teaching. So I have the request this transmission about Dharmakaya Pova. So Dharmakaya Pova is same as Mahamudra, nothing different than Mahamudra. Dharmakaya Pova and the Mahamudra is same meaning. So now I do this transmission Dharmakaya Pova. I thought it's here together, it's not in the book.
Behind it.
Behind the house?
Yeah, behind the text 34.
But not Tibetan. 34, 32.
Oh, also,
Yes.
Khenpo, can you give the transmission for the Ganges Mahamudra too? Thank you.
Okay, yes. Actually, who are in the teaching, so everyone have already received Genji Mahamudra the transmission, but I can do again. So first thing I'm going to do Genji Mahamudra transmission. Jagarageda Mahamudra Bada Japogada Sajimanga Paradin Jibala Sanza, Lo Sajimutin Mijango, Jilama de Betung, Naropaga de Julan and the Tarasi Joni de Jila Lidida. Tam top the Malam Jimanda, Malam Jimazola Yoma Yent, and Najo Aji Lanjit Sawa, Don Koyo, Chadan, Derwa, Kinjula, Jibanada, Gombar, Gom, the Bangala Nebarachi. To me, don't say Jimbo, Coverage to me, don't have Jersey, Nimbo, Maple, Tondam Nimbo, the Logi, Londe Tomato, which is Summit on the Summit of the Tonara, the Jibaji, the water Majan Nazo, Nava, Gadu, Mazarans, or Yo Palamina Sajimoto, and a Yagalon of Jezachi, Yaga, Londa, Tumbo, come. The Jinsem Jezachi, Cover, Londa, Campen, Naka, but on the Sabami Bayandu, Magic, member Sonas, the Irans, Ozarka, Kabasa, the Malis, Lomichi, Wotolam, and a longer nets on Shiva, about the Anderson, the Mayer Bangalamane Patachu. Penanam Kerchen, Nata, Nata, Dam with Zanzim Banga Pornjote, Sem Jesem Lata, Senanam Doso, Gasem Jera, Yin Tompen, Salon, Jin, and Nankarte Kayan, Sumi Kayan, Nebami. The Jinsem Les on with Toso, Jansan, on top of Balap, and Penanam Kakado, Yevlen, de Canada Gurkemi, you want me to Jeran Secado, Yevlen, de Canachi, Kumen, Penasada, Nimanibo de Darbatong, Bedemini, the Yinas and Nimbos are the Kabanko, Miniso, Penanagato, Barada, Jana, and the Rajame, the Yinas of Juja. The Yin Ransom was a Juja Jibera Jime, Panaka, the Yin Rajin Sajin, the Yormi, Majin, Human, and the Lola Jojin Balo Jotova, the Zomi. There are some Jeranjin Namkanda, Chinamali, the Mandi, Religious Awayun, the Wardunagana, Jumama, Jana, Yelamas, and other Jila de la Nimome, Yundonda. Same name, Nangajada Sanyan, the Natayama Balula, Josana, the Somina, Sajin, the Lagomela Misanito, maybe you miss Jeranjis or Dubela Misanila Gome. Gommi Gombe, Lami Sanji doesn't look in the Japonia, you want me to go to Japonia, Sazamina Juka Japonia, Redomina, the Vango, Jimmy, what you do yourself. Yam Jim, Zachimi, Himojo, Havarana, Loyina, say, Manayan, Dota Javon, made a young Gombo Japonjo, Same, Rane, Juba, Japonjo, Remiran, and the Japonjo, and the Tabojo, Chanda. Part of the Chokanga, Tamachima, on Tibanda, and others, not down Parasimbana, and the Wadano, Sojina, Yanotubana, Jam, Tom and your yellow musician, look at the Razon, and the Choy Paranda, you was some of the top, some don't Tasson Yam and Nemeto Madana. I'm saying Yami, maybe Domination, no good Talaman, and the Nuchina Malinton, on the Jona, goes only at our Don't Yam Jam, Marek, big depth, sick thing, but Domichi, Chivan to the Meji, Lomanango, you that you were saying, also don't Amazon, don't hurt, do Lama Kebatis, and like you were answered to what you let in the don't change your Tada, she knows a long humor. Tawada ji do tawada ne se jada la che barsa de la chimi de dong shi jar sa ren ta ka mi chen da ta je andar sa chen top ja sing de timong do nyo do chola yo sa ja chimo de da ba de wa ka de la ne par sho Yet the Lope Naropola Chonga, Gundam to Soma Dosa Mangalam, Chico Poa Yoso, so it's Dharmakaya Poa. Architect on Sarson Jonga Nile, Ninju Zoro Yong Lodger, Sentin Namshi Architect Joro Conjo something Bessin Lodge, Semi Yokonera de Sar Tonsar Judan New Machine, Posa Posi Mebonye, Taton Jundan on the Higdad, and Tada Roba Chimbo Ocho, Rarichi Michiki Yang Sambo, Nyala Dindo Dorji Somba Lasso. And now go to the Varjasawa. Also, I'm going to do this transformation Varjasawa. Pardon Dorje Sambala Tine, the Junction to New Dozov Jemengasina Manashi, Sawa Yozo, Jamron, and Amonis, and you will write down Chingoro Jamsi, the Lamadu Sambala, Yishi Vejas and Jelly, on Sam Jin and Kanyan, one of the again, in this Alawayon selling I just again. Sancho Lamdan, Mazalins on Lajin, around the Jutin Jamsi, Beggar David, in the Pardon Dorjes and Gazar Dawa Jependan. 下这3年到这呢，这个龙哥节奏这种有一些说就是那么因我那么说今嘛那么多这生人就当家年工的到手娘到身边呢，都几上真把人都同每天的大把的人啊，也就得当那就到高头都上的农就招兵头先下生接受老婆就讲没来那么艰难总被经济生走了。 nhằm những sao cái vong yong rồi đã đang xem gì tham gia tham sinh nhằm gia kinh đại chiến cho đang tâm mong rồi gần đó như đơn rồi bây giờ xong rồi giờ tôi giờ xong rồi còn bây giờ sao đó không bổn thay gì đến là sao tâm sinh nhằm bao nhiêu xong rồi xong rồi thằng ngô đó giờ xong ngô này ông thì xong cái hông đến xuống thì xong cái số cái thằng lên rồi tôi ngô cái nhau tôi giờ xong bao giờ có bao nhiêu tôi bao giờ ta chỉ này ông cái nào cái gì đó đó mà giờ rồi giờ trên đó tập những cái mình bình thường bằng ta chỉ cho chỉ bằng để mình lo Dawa Sumbisi Chukela Namang Lodin Somi Berekan Damas Aleshavata Lovas Rontimeche Ye Tibagevar George Chilochidon Gujagup Chukobden Dawa Jibisi Chobden Laon the Surgeon Ninsen Chona Ydos Don Sumjaton Payuntaba Sen, the Sambaton Dada Northern Drum Nipata Sama de watching so rang committee Changata Java Tesom Magabakan Jotolan Jobarjin Jimmy Pinto Laron Chindi Genden Church again, then Bongataji Gewo. So now we go to Varjasawa practice. Om Benza Sato Hong, Om Benza Sato Hong, Om Benza Sato Hong, Om Benza Sato Hong, Om Benza Sato. Om Benza Sato Hong, 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 Om Benza Sato Hong. Om Benza Sato, Om Benza Sato, Om Benza Sato, Om Benza Sato, Om Benza Sato. Page 5. Hong, this merit which represents the merit accumulated through all the 3 terms, is dedicated to the welfare of limitless living beings. May each civilly achieve the enlightened state of Varjasawa. Go back to Tibetan. Hong den song de song ge so gen ta len ro we dong de ngo gen jiang dou jie sen ba ye gong pan yor de te bar zhou. Pray your auspicious. Om, appearance and pure as ornament of the enlightened body. All sounds is perfect as the play of enlightened speech. All thoughts are fully wrapping is the state of enlightened mind. May the splendor of Guru Varjasawa fully adorned, bless auspiciously. Tibetan. Om Kanang Goye Jinda Da Da Drang Ha Je Ro Waras Zheng Do To Je Ngang Den Ping So Bang Bara Zha Xi Zhou. And no. Go to dedication. I share here. Screen share. Dorjin Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Dharma Lord Gambopa, Pamotuba Lord Digomba, please bestow upon us most auspicious bless of our Kaju Lamas. But this virtue may achieve emanations by defeating all enemies, confusion, may all who travels on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death across the ocean of samsara. Bodhichi, that the excellent precious mind, where it is unborn may arise, where it is born may not decline, but even increase higher and higher. I pray that Lama may have good health. I pray that Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activity separate far and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri, they will all realize automatic state, and as did Samatha, but I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the true of unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I shall bear fruit. By this virtue collected in 3 times by myself and all beings of samsara and nirvana, and by in the rule of virtue, may all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teaching of great Digompa Renashiri, who is omniscient Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, meditation, until the end of the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum Shri. Thank you, everyone. Tashidele, and good night and good morning, good afternoon, everyone. So we finish completely Mahamudra, Genji Mahamudra teaching. See you next week. See you tomorrow.
And we had 2 interpreters this time, Khenpo, Brendan and Sherab. So we had the second Zoom room.
Thank you, Shirab and Brendan, sharing the translating the teaching. Thank you. So we have 2 Zoom rooms. I see. Okay, thanks. Lots of people there.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you, Tashidel.
继续放到腿上。
谢谢德雷，谢谢，谢谢上师，谢谢翻译，随喜大家，
上师感恩
上次在Canada. Thank you so much.
感恩上师，我们祝大家
谢谢各位，
感恩你们姐，感恩您，
感恩师父，随喜大家，
谢谢德雷，
谢谢Rinpoche，
感恩上师，
感恩。
那是什么时候能皈依嘛？没有皈依的。
感恩师。